Hey folks, it's Eugene here, and today what I'm going to cover is the new Lidar Preview Mode inside of Recon-3D. And this is really helpful because if you're ever at a scene or an inspection and you've just scanned, but you want to know, did you scan okay? Is the data intact? This is a great way for a quick check, okay? So what I'm going to do is just run through the basics here. I'm going to start a new scan, and I'm just going to do a vehicle scan here. Loop method. So what I'm doing is I'm just kind of starting low. I'm going all the way around, and you can see that I've got halfway up the vehicle, and I've got about the ground in the other half of the view. And so again, there's other ways and other techniques to do this for different levels of detail, but now that I've closed the loop, I'm going to move up now. So I'm going to move the sensor up a bit, and I'm going to get half the vehicle and a tiny bit of the ground, and I'm about 6 feet or 7 feet away from the vehicle. Okay, so just getting all of that. And when I come around this side and I close this loop all on the side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this up now. And I've got a selfie stick, so you may not hear me as well, but I'll keep talking to the phone here. So all the way around, I'm going to go up. And now again, I'm still farther back. Okay, so you can see where I am on the video, like that. I'm all the way around. And that would pretty much do it. Now, one thing that I do like to do is on the roof is I just like to go over and just do a pass like this, okay? Like that, and maybe one on the front. Okay, if you just need the vehicle like that, I'm gonna stop that. Okay, that would be good enough. So what do you do from here? Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna process this on the device. So I'm gonna click on that. And then I've got my settings. So there are 3 things you have to look at here, okay? Or 3 settings when you're doing Lidar Preview that are gonna be important. The first one is the scan mode. We need to change that. So I'm gonna go to the Lidar Fusion mode, and I'm gonna go to Lidar Preview, okay? So Lidar Preview is gonna skip some steps in the processing, and it's gonna make things just go a lot quicker. And again, the whole purpose of this is not to get a final product, it's to know that the data is intact, you didn't miss any areas or whatever. The second thing we're gonna look at is the resolution. I don't need 5mm to figure out that, hey, I got a decent scan. So I'm going to slide this up to like 20, and I could go even more if I wanted. The next thing is going to be the depth map quality, okay? Second from the bottom there, that's very, very important. If this is on high, it's going to take a considerable amount of time. And the purpose of this depth map quality is to get you closer to what the cloud processing might provide you. But the hit is going to be time. So again, just to look at the data and understand that it's going to work and then that I didn't miss anything, I'm just going to put it on low. Now, I don't need target detection for this. I'm fine with that. I just want to see if the data is okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just click on save. Now, what it's going to do is run through each of the frames, and you can see here you've got all the points and their different colors and that sort of thing. So if you have a longer scan, step 1 is usually going to be what takes the longest. But once it gets through step 1, it's going to skip through a lot of the other processes pretty quick because we've chosen a low resolution, we've told it to use a low depth map quality, and so this really speeds it up and makes things very, very efficient. So the timer on the screen, you'll see it says time. That tells you how much time it's currently taking. So you see I'm at like 36, 37 seconds. And now you'll see that it's going to start flying through the subsequent steps. So we're at 44 seconds, 45 seconds or so. And so in the end, this is going to cost you maybe a couple of minutes of checking time. And there we go, we're done, okay? So I can look at this now and say, okay, did I get everything that I need? And I'm looking at this, and I'm going, yeah, you know what, that looks pretty thorough. Like, doesn't look bad. I look like I have, all the gaps filled and stuff, and I can go into and zoom in, and you can see that I've got, pretty good data there. Now, this is a very coarse resolution, but it still tells you that you've got good data. So with this, I'm good to go. So at this point, if if I miss something and I want to go back, no problem. Just hit the X in the top right here, okay? And it says, hey, what do you want to do? Do you want to save this or do you want to reprocess? Now, I can keep reprocessing till I'm blue in the face, but, and I don't need to save this either. I can always, do it again at a higher resolution. So I'm just going to delete this, right? And there you go, right? You're good to go. You've got your data up here at the very top. I know it's saved. I check it and I'm good to go. Now, one additional thing that I'll say, if you're in the field and you just want to feel comfortable with the data, do a second scan. It only costs you a couple of minutes or a few minutes at most, and it's just a backup. In case something happens, you accidentally do something, or if something glitches out, you've got a backup, okay? So those two things, Lidar Preview in the field and just doing a secondary backup scan just in case, that's not going to hurt you. It's going to ensure that you have all your data, everything is intact, everything is working, and you'll feel confident about all your scanning. Thanks.